Hi there, how's it hanging? It's your Rat Daddy here, back with episode 3 of our Continental Army series. Look, I'm not gonna lie to you, today's tale is gonna be a patriotic, action-packed, ass-kicking adventure, and I hope you're ready. We're gonna be starting off fairly simple today by working on our roads around our fortification. Now this may seem a little bit silly at first, but ensuring mobility around our territory is also going to help us ensure that we can appropriately protect said territory as well. But while working on our road network, I noticed that someone forgot to get the eggs out of the box in time, and now we have a bunch of little chicken babies. Oh, look how precious. I could just eat them right up. And so I did. That's right, I'm a bad guy. We murdered those precious little baby chickens and we ate them. And I'd do it again too. I'm a sicko, baby. No, but it actually was quite sad because we killed them in front of their parents, but the parents didn't really seem to mind. Ah, the beauty of Mother Nature at work. Disgusting. Then we decided that it was time we stopped living in the damn Stone Age. All these torches, what are we, some type of medieval peasantry? No, we're not. So we decided to build some beautiful street lamps all around our glorious fortress. And I'll say that they do look pretty darn spiffy. And would you look at that? The Lord has answered our prayers for some pack animals. We had 2 donkeys end up joining us. It wasn't perfect, but it was a start. And these 2 donkeys would be perfect for when we're out gallivanting around in caravans. And of course, we can always breed them. But now we have a massive, and I mean absolutely massive, smorgasbord of orange goodness. Okay, look, that might have been a little bit dramatic, but we do have several of our growing zones that are just chock full of these massive pumpkins ready to be eaten, which is a massive step up from all the rice, berries, and wildlife that we've been only eating up until this point. These pumpkins would be perfect for getting us through the winter. But such beautiful pumpkins require a much more beautiful food storage area, and just as well, our men truly do deserve some better cooking tools. So we spruced up the place just a teeny tiny bit and actually built them in some proper cooking tables. After that, for a brief period of time, we would begin focusing fairly heavily on our defenses. Now, we're not building any more cannons or anything like that yet. We are currently just working on plenty of spike traps in the areas that we know enemies are going to be walking through. And then I realized we were running a bit low on storage room in our storage facility, and it seems to be due to all of the weapons and whatnot that we've collected through the past raids that have happened so far. I thought to myself, who would like to buy all these weapons? Ah, yes, our good friends, the French. So we decided to send a caravan out to trade with them, but before we even arrived at the French settlement, we had a group of tribespeople who were willing to trade with us, so we sold them to them. And by them, I'm referring to all the bows, muskets, swords, etc., that we had. Sometime later, though, after returning home, I thought, what would be the most American thing we can do? And then it came to me, we could exterminate all of these bison, just like in real life. Although, unlike in real life, we're actually only killing this entire herd of bison for food. Not because they're getting in the way of our railroads, or because they're a massive food source for anyone else on the continent, or, you know, anything like that. Not only would they be a perfect food source for us for a temporary amount of time, but they would also be wonderful because all of their skin is going to make some wonderful attire for us. But if you'll excuse me, our French allies have once again come to trade their beautiful and wonderful goods with us. Ah, damn it, it's the British. Can't they see that we're trying to mingle with the French? The British raiding force engaged in an attack against the French caravan just on the outskirts of our territory. Unfortunately, because of the massive size of the raiding caravan, the French ended up being defeated. However, we would avenge our French allies, and we would not suffer the same fate. Shoulder to shoulder, muskets in hand, we would make our stand here today. We had defeated them in battle once before. We could damn sure do it again. With the British musket balls crashing down upon us, many of our men were becoming very injured, so we began to make a retreat within the base, hoping that the British would try and come through our defenses and we could ambush them. However, after doing so, when we turned around to look, it appeared that the British forces were actually fleeing the territory. It would appear that our traps came in clutch. We ended up stripping one of the British bannermen, took his flag holster from him, and we put Old Glory on there. Now, when our bannermen marched into battle, you would see the old red, white, and blue coming for you. It would take quite a bit of time. For a while, though, we ended up just hauling in all the weapons and whatnot that the British and French had dropped, as well as just cleaning up the battlefield. But then, you know, I said to myself, we have really done quite the disgrace to to our beautiful flag by only giving it 8 stars. This is really a horrible, simplified version. So I fixed it. Yeah, I know, we still don't have 13 stars, and we definitely don't have 13 stripes, but it looks more realistic, I guess. I mean, come on, who actually remembers that Georgia was one of the 13 original colonies? Not me, that's for sure. Sometime later, though, we would finally recruit Eva. Eva was the first British soldier that we actually took in to recruit as a militiaman in episode 1. So to thank her for her commitment to the Continental Army, we decided to make her some beautiful clothing. And because without clothing, when winter comes, she would freeze to death, but that's beside the point. Our militia grows stronger every day. They may be few in number, but as those numbers increase steadily over time, at some point we will have a massive militia force. However, if we keep losing a bunch of men during these raids, it's hardly going to matter, so we need to fortify our base. And I have the perfect thing: stone. Yes, you know it, you love it, stone. We are going to be fortifying the outside walls of our base with slate, marble, and really just any other stone that we can get our little hands on. We also decided that we would begin a small expansion out eastward with our fortification. That way we could claim some more land. Now, we're not actually going to be farming out east. This would actually be an area that we would end up building a great dining hall for all of our soldiers. For one, it sure as shit beats eating outside because they're constantly having mental breaks because of shit like that and how dirty the environment is outside. But two, also, it's going to be a very beautiful dining hall, which just in turn is going to increase their mood. And three, I don't know, because Daddy said so, damn it. Anyhow, though, all this fortification improvement kind of made me realize that, you know, our prisoners really have a shitty living condition, so we should try to make it less shitty so they're more willing to join us. So we began improving upon their cells. There we are, much more beautiful. I mean, they at least have a wash tub now. Sure, they still have to shit in a box, but so do the rest of us. Wait a minute, do you smell that? No, it's not the shitty latrine. I smell a spy among us, a traitor of sorts. Yes, there's the culprit. You thought we wouldn't find you, eh? Oh, we always know when you're here. Your filthy stench is unmatched. Gentlemen, I hereby request that you give your enemies no quarter. Kill him. Yes, yet another traitorous bullfrog out of our midst. Finally, the camp is truly safe. For another night, that is. Sometime later, though, we would end up working on a taxidermy bench. Now, we always have these animals that we're hunting, and we get so many gorgeous heads from them, but no way to mount them on our walls. And that, my friends, is where the taxidermy bench comes into play. Allow me to demonstrate. See these wonderful bucks that we're chopping up? We're gonna take its head, and, well, I mean, it's pretty self-explanatory. We're gonna put it on a piece of wood, as you do with animal heads, of course. Very natural thing to do, and now we're gonna put it on our wall. It is quite literally as simple as that. This is an easy way to spruce up any colonist bedroom just as well. A beautiful dining hall such as the one that we have built for our colonists. But you know what? Would we really be the United States if we didn't have somewhere to put all of our incarcerated people? No. The answer is no, we would not, so we began building a beautiful prison to keep some prisoners in. And I truly do mean beautiful, because this prison was much more gorgeous as well as comfortable than the current jail cells our prisoners are in. Which in turn, of course, is going to make our prisoners want to join us even more than they currently already do. But, I mean, can you really blame them? Look at this wonderful fortress. Truly an amazing feat of engineering. Such a foreboding, intimidating fortress right in the center of our territory. There has truly never been a more worthy city to house such liberties and freedoms. And of course it will continue doing so as long as we build a civilization that can stand the test of time with liberty and justice for all. And so we shall. A super special thanks to my patrons for making this video as well as all other videos on this channel possible. I could not do it without you guys, and I just want to let you know that I love you ever so much, as I always do. But of course, if you or someone you love would love to support your favorite rodent rat knight, that's me, on Patreon, there is a link in the channel bio as well as the video descriptions, and I would really appreciate it, but of course you don't have to. But I'd like to thank you all ever so much for watching. I love you very, very much, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.